Hello and welcome. My name is Jessica and myself alongside Kelly and Sikandar will be presenting to you today as new graduates on strategies to support the Australian Banana Growers Council. Today's main focus is looking at ways to support the organisation's social media efforts in order to make the next digital campaign viral. This will involve firstly understanding the history and purpose of the council, looking at the council's marketing strategy and how social media feeds into their IMC plan, and of course supporting theories that provide evidence for our social media solutions. At a quick glance, we know that Australian Banana Growers Council has history, being formed in 1961, with the sole purpose and mission of supporting the interests of banana growers on issues such as representations to policy and decision makers, biosecurity, pest and disease management, research and development, supply chain issues, and banana marketing. Now that we are familiar with their mission, we can break down their marketing objective, which is to maintain and encourage membership in the council, raise awareness, and foster strong relationships between key stakeholders. It is important to recognise that while we are focusing on social media in our solutions and strategies today, social media is considered a form of promotion within the integrated marketing mix. Ultimately, an integrated marketing mix is guided by an organisation's marketing strategy, which seeks to create value for customers and build customer relationships. Looking at the council's positioning, it is evident that the Australian Banana Growers Council are positioned as true Aussie advocates, targeting farmers and rural communities, but also general banana lovers, and this last target segment may be key to the council's potential virality. Looking at the council's current social media usage, they are utilising two platforms. The main one is Facebook, with over 2,052 followers. They post approximately 3 to 4 times a week, sometimes with longer gaps in between posting. A lot of content is a mixture of images and videos, often promoting events past or showcasing the efforts of the council and banana growers. Interestingly, there isn't often much user-generated content or call to actions on posts, which can be vital when trying to encourage more interaction and engagement from your social media community. The second platform is YouTube. Similarly, this has video content also shared on Facebook. About 7 videos have been uploaded this year, and prior to this, the latest post was in 2017. This channel is used more to showcase rather than engage. The council's previous campaigns on social media have mainly involved 1 or 2 posts about different events happening at the time, such as Innisfail Banana Race Day, the National Banana Packing Competition, and National Banana Day. The seemingly largest campaign was for the Australian Banana Industry Congress 2019. Again, content around this mainly focused on promoting videos of the event, with some calls for registration and the use of #BananaCongressSupporters. There are a lot of benefits for the Australian Banana Growers Council to consider ongoing use of social media and the strategies that Kelly and Sikandar will run through, and these are mainly related to building consumer relationships and fostering innovation, both of which are important when considering virality. One key theory we will use to support our proposed social media strategies is social exchange theory. This theory provides a backbone understanding of why we need to look a little more closely at the council's social media efforts. Social media are digital platforms that facilitate information sharing, user-created content, and collaboration across people. Social exchange theory in marketing explains that consumers are no longer passive receivers of messages, but are active participants who create, share, recommend brand information. Reflecting on the council's current content, we need to consider whether consumers are active participants or simply receiving content. This theory stipulates that marketing focuses have changed from the primary exchange of goods to having a service-centered view. What does this mean for marketers? That they are continuously working to make better value propositions for operant resources than their competitors. This means understanding the desires, motives, needs of their consumers and ultimately developing a relationship with them. This links in nicely with the social exchange theory, which emphasizes the need for two-way communication. The main consideration in this presentation is the desire for virality by the council. Plenty of researchers have looked into the benefits of word of mouth for marketers, with it being considered by consumers as one of the most reliable forms of advertising, as there is already a level of trust between them and the person sharing their opinion. However, virality in a way is a larger scale of word of mouth and not so easy to achieve across every marketing campaign. Research conducted by Kim in 2015 reveals that positive content is actually more likely to be shared than negative content. Further to this is research conducted by Berger and Milkman, who emphasize that virality is not just dependent on emotion, but heavily initiated by arousal in response to the marketing content. This suggests that marketers must consider their content strategy very carefully if virality is a goal. Another consideration is that all virality isn't always a good thing, and there is risk associated with your content being spread for the wrong reasons. And again, this is another consideration for the board to take in as we jump into our recommended strategies.
Content management as a component of the communication process involves a strategic approach to copy development to design messaging that stimulates both cognitive and affective engagement with recipients in a purpose-driven fashion that is platform-specific and does not obscure its underlying purpose. A specific function of this process is the development of a consumer persona, a contrived construct that is a representation of the attributes that are most common to a segment of an audience. In the development of persona, content can be aligned with conceptualized attributes of the potential consumers, and therefore justifiable as likely outcomes for realized campaign activities. This process, alongside the development of key pillars aligned with campaign objectives, ensures a tight strategic focus is kept and ensures content that is produced has the greatest potential for success. The validation of this process is measurable through engagement from the perspective of the marketer, as well as within the cumulative engagement observed from a consumer's perspective and the natural dialogue that occurs because of networked interactions. In the development of an effective content management strategy, qualitative research would need to be undertaken with a representative sample of the cohort to identify common trends among demographics groups to form indicative persona profiles. If this is not possible, profiles may be used of the current registered Banana Council members, whereas optimization plans and community guidelines should be developed to govern effective oversight of content creation. The implementation of a consumer persona and a content management process within a campaign is a blended component in a broader IMC. Australian Banana Grower Council is only using two social media channels, there's YouTube and Facebook, both vital but not the only ones to be relied upon. In recent years, there has been a surge of other social media outlets for different market segments. For Banana Grower Council, these may include Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. In recent times, overall usage for all these social media outlets has been rising. If you look at quarterly change in the growth of social media audiences, LinkedIn and Instagram growth in Australia stands out. LinkedIn is more corporate based, grows among professionals, and certainly of significance to Banana Grower Council as more business-oriented people connect on it. Ages 40 to 49 has the widest social network. LinkedIn has the ability to increase database with prospect of member growth through social connection, which could be helpful in future in terms of reaching its stakeholders, help achieve global outreach to Australian banana manufacturers for research and commerce purposes. It is more efficient to upload works on Tuesday to Thursday between AM to 5 p.m. that is typical working hours. Whereas for Instagram, it depends on the purpose. Early mornings and right after work have high engagement period, whereas analytics can be used to determine more appropriate times in particular. To figure out the best publishing times for Twitter audience, Twitter analytics in line with tweets could be used. The spikes in impressions will quickly tell you everything you need to know about optimal posting times for your audience. Channel selection can be executed by crafting a content calendar in broad topic areas across the duration of the campaign with specific start and end dates, including topic frequencies and channel utilization. For Australian Banana Agro Council, this would require internal development as well as source development of partner organizations to craft content that responds to the need of highlighted channels. Examples include interactive videos on Instagram, podcast infomercials on YouTube, and event updates on LinkedIn. For more on paid social, here's Kelly.
Investing in paid social media. Paid social is where a brand pays to display ads or sponsored messages to social media users based on user profile. Paid social ads come in many forms from text to image to video. But why pay for social media when so many people are on social media and can be reached through organic social? The answer is that there is so much content on social media that the content and posts cannot be provided chronologically, and thus an algorithm must be used to show users content that is relevant to them. Social platforms filter content and determine relevance by comparing and scoring the post on quality and relevance to the user. Budget considerations for this approach are important. Most commonly, paid social is bought on cost per view or cost per thousand, although cost per click, cost per acquisition, or cost per engagement are also used. Partnering with a social media influencer. There are many types of social media influencers online, and they can be categorized as micro-influencers. These are influencers with smaller audiences, usually under 100,000 followers on social media, and they are cheap to get, but that's not the biggest advantage. Rather, it's the fact that you'll reach a targeted audience. There's also medium-sized influencers. These have between 100,000 and 1 million social followers. They're going to be more expensive to work with and harder to get, but you will reach a larger audience. Finally, there's macro influencers. These are the top, most successful social influencers. They have huge audiences of over 1 million followers and are basically celebrities in their own right. They're very difficult to get, they're expensive to work with, but at the same time, their audiences are huge. Social media influencers can be bloggers, vloggers, journalists, industry experts, thought leaders, or even celebrities with large followings. Choosing the right influencer for the campaign must be based on their relevancy to your campaign, your product, and your message, as well as their influence and how many followers they have. Provide a clear call to action. Your call to action should encourage your audience to engage with you further. What will get prospects to engage now? Make your audience an offer they can't refuse. Answer the question for the audience, what's in it for me? Social media encourages engagement by providing valuable content that persuades, not merely promotes. You can offer ebooks, ongoing emails, discount coupons, free consults with nutritionists. Provide a sense of urgency. The biggest challenge is customer inaction. It's much easier for prospects to click to the next shiny item. Generate media attention. To support your online activities, engaging traditional media can boost your campaign. Such tactics could include letters to the editor, press conferences, opinion pieces, editorial board meetings, or radio and TV interviews. Create motives to share. Social media users need to be provided with motives to share. There are some key influences on the user's motivation to share. These are their desire for social interaction, whether they like to share. There are some economic incentives for them to share. Is there something in it for them? Is it a concern for others? Is the content so important that other consumers should also benefit? They share in order to enhance their social capital. Remember that social media is a two-way conversation. Ask users to tell their stories about the product, being bananas. These shared stories, pictures, quotes, recipes, and experiences are the most powerful and engaging and the most encouraging to share. It is also a great way to build a large and authentic story base and content that can be used across social media, but also in other marketing tactical elements. Measure campaign success. Shareability means nothing unless it aligns with the objectives of the organisation and its campaign. And to discover if it has been effective, it must be measured. In the case of the Banana Growers Council, increased awareness is a key objective. So to measure this, one might look at cost per 1,000 clicks or completed videos. However, it is also important to note that people are talking about you and reaching out to you on social media, and they are sharing their experiences with your product, whether positive or negative. It is imperative that online interactions between social media users, as well as their direct interaction with your organisation, is monitored and measured. They're even asking you questions. Social media listening software is vital to be able to track the mentions of brand and related sentiment, to monitor the pulse of the industry, including topics people are bringing up, their questions and their hot buttons, monitor competitors, what's being said about them, is it positive or negative, and what are your competitors saying about you? You can also monitor influencers, topics thought leaders and influencers are talking about and content being produced and endorsed. And you can tune into the pulse of public sentiment towards your brand, the industry, and related topics. Whilst this may be a financial investment for the Banana Growers Council, it will be a valuable investment that will show return through being able to tailor messaging and dollar spent on social media where it is most required. Ethical considerations in social media. The three main principles of social media ethics and etiquette are authenticity, people will respond positively if you are sincere; transparency, having hidden agendas will only count against you; and 3, communication, getting to know people as people and letting them get to know you. In any social media community, there is an appropriate time to discuss business. You need to be sure to treat people in your community with respect and kindness and approach marketing at relevant and appropriate times. It is also important to respect the boundaries of others and show respect in responses online. Aggressive, targeted marketing has no place in social media. Further, you should always communicate in an honest and open manner. Positive sentiment towards your brand will grow when social media users see that you are genuine in your messaging. You will establish rapport. It's important to transfer our values and ethics from our everyday face-to-face lives into social media. Treat others as you would like to be treated. It is known as the golden rule and is probably one of the most important ethical tips to stand by when it comes to social media. Think of all the things that people do on social media that you personally dislike. Chances are, if it annoys you, then it will annoy your audience. Social media is becoming increasingly important in both the professional and personal world. Being ethical and having a code of ethics for your social media campaign or even for your own personal social media channels is vital to stay successful. Creating a viral marketing campaign that is productive can be challenging. For it to be successful, it must be well planned, managed, and measured, as well as have strong underpinnings of ethical practices. This will ensure effective targeting of the desired market will occur and the message will spread far and wide. Thank you for your time. If you have other questions, feel free to contact us on social media.